Hello everyone, my name is Nick, and I'm on a mission to improve my skills in RuneScape. The goal is to train up my main account and get some of the best weapons in the game. Last episode we started off really simple, grinding out 253 kills at 4cat to get a decent chunk of change to buy supplies for taking on TOA. That was almost a month ago now, and I've spent that entire time at the raid. Today, I finally get to show you the progress that I made. This is getting good at RuneScape. For those up to date from my last video, I have some explaining to do. I really wanted this video to be one of the best in the series, which is why I delayed the first video for so long so I could get some serious time here. From now on, I won't be doing that again. I'll actually show the progress I made within 2 weeks and not a full month. So before I jump into everything, I want everyone to know that I included timestamps for this video so everyone can jump to the parts they really care about. I know this is not new content and most of you probably already know what this raid is about, but I want to do a super simple dive into the raid for anyone who doesn't know what's going on, and for all my friends that I forced to watch my videos. This is not a guide by any means. There are plenty of great videos out there for exactly that, and I highly recommend you go check them out. I'm just going to quickly go over the raid itself, the possible rewards, and to give my opinion on each boss. So for the super simple overview of the raid, TOA stands for Tombs of a Mascot. This is the third and arguably the easiest of all the raids currently in old school RuneScape, which is why I also decided to take this raid on first. Each raid starts off the same. You pick your invocation or your difficulty settings, fight 4 mini bosses before taking on the final boss, which is the Warden. The one thing that makes Raids 3 unique compared to the other 2 raids are these difficulty settings. With these, you're able to change the raid to fit your desires, which is why this raid can be considered one of the easiest of the 3. Each invocation does something new to the raid that you're about to take on. Some of these set the number of times you're allowed to die in the raid before you fail, others set a time challenge, and some change the difficulty of each boss, adding new mechanics you have to learn. When you pick and choose these difficulty settings, the raid total level will change, putting you into one of 3 tiers of difficulty. Any raid under 150 is considered entry, 150 to 300 is normal, and 300 above is expert. Each tier will add on additional buffs to each boss, increasing stats like HP, defense, and more, and I'll definitely be starting in the normal mode because I'm still very new to this content. The good news is, the harder the raid, the more likely you are to receive a rare unique drop, also known as purples. At the end of each raid, there's a rewards area, and TOAs looks like this. If you or someone in your group receives a rare drop, the chest in the center will turn purple, giving you the rare nickname, Purple. TOA has some fantastic unique rewards. First, we have the Missouri set, which is the best range gear in the game, the Light Bearer, which is a ring that regenerates your special attack energy twice the normal rate, the Fang, which is a melee weapon that is ideal to use against monsters with high defense, the Ward, which is a magical shield that can be fortified with the Arcane Spirit Shield, and finally there's the highly desirable Tunic Shadow, which is currently the strongest staff in old school RuneScape and is currently in the top 3 most expensive items in the game, as of recording at least. This is also one of the 4 items that I listed in the last video that I want on this account more than anything. There are also some other uniques that can be received from this raid, but they don't have to come from a purple chest. These items are received as an additional item alongside your main drop, so you don't have to get a purple to get some of these items, they're just added on. The first one is the Thread, which upgrades the rune pouch and gives you another slot to hold more runes. There's the 3 gems that upgrade the Chaos Partisan. Each one of these do something unique, but the short version is the blue one increases accuracy, the red one adds a special attack that's really good for large groups at TOA, and the yellow, which is great for those who use dehydration and on a diet invocations. You can also get a pet drop here too, which is a mini warden that can also change into the mini bosses if you grind out the item needed for that, which is really hard. The log also tracks the number of rune caches you get, which is just a box full of high level runes. To quickly break down how this raid works, first you create a party and invite everyone to it. After that, you set up the raid itself, picking each invocation or the difficulty settings that you want. Next, you walk into the raid and you enter the center room. Surrounding this room, you have each mini boss, and at the bottom, you have the final boss. The mini bosses are Baba, Kefri, Zabak, and Akka. Once you enter one of these rooms, you first have to complete a puzzle room before you can actually take on the boss. For the puzzle rooms, the first one we should start with is Baba. Baba's puzzle room isn't much of a puzzle, but it's more of a combat trial. In short, the puzzle requires you to defeat a set number of waves with different monkeys coming out while also dealing with special situations like repairing the wall before the ceiling falls down. This is by far the longest puzzle room in the raid, and there's not much you can do to speed it up, which also makes it by far the most hated puzzle in this entire raid. The next puzzle room is Kefri. This room is broken into 5 different puzzles that you have to solve. In solos, you only have to do 3 of the puzzles, but in teams, 2 people have to pick a path and run all the way down to solving all the puzzles. None of these are difficult by any means, but the Tombs of a Mascot plugin makes this room go by way quicker, so just install that. Next is Zabak, and this room's a lot like Hall of Sepulchre if you've ever done that. All you have to do in this room is pick up a jug on the floor and run down one of these paths. At the end, you fill up the jug with water and run back to the center plant and water it. If you get hit on the way back, you lose some of the water out of the jug, but once you hit 100% on watering this plant, the room is done. Finally, we have Akka. This puzzle requires you to move the mirrors that are found around the room and bounce the light from one statue and hit the other one. Once that is done, you can mine out the center pillar, which usually takes 2 rounds if you don't get the timing right, but once that's depleted, this room is also done. Let's move on to the ranking of the mini bosses because I'm kind of curious of what everyone thinks here as well. For my personal list, I have them in this order, with the most fun being at the top and the worst being at the bottom. As long as you can keep Zabak under level 4, I think this boss is probably one of the easiest out of the group, and even though things can get really tricky if you position yourself wrong when dealing with the special attacks, overall I think this boss isn't bad at all and I find it really enjoyable. Baba's fight is super straightforward and is honestly a really close second on my list. Even without using red X on her, the boss is extremely simple, and the hardest part is just reacting to her special attacks while avoiding the gap if you have the Mine a Gap invocation on. Again, if she's under level 4, this boss gives you plenty of time to react to everything, and honestly, I don't think it's really bad at all. Kefri is third on my list, mainly just because of one attack. At certain points throughout the fight, she'll throw you back to the edge of the arena and throw a line of dung at you. This attack is super predictable, but if you have really poor ping like I do sometimes, you can find yourself auto-moving into some of the worst spots possible. What is this? I don't know why, but I also feel like this fight just feels like it takes forever to complete. Zabak and Akka usually do take more time to complete when I look back at my completion times, but this fight is just drags on forever for some reason. So because of the dung attack and the fight feeling like it lasts forever, Kefri is a solid third on my list. And for anyone who's done TOA before, it's probably no surprise that I have Akka ranked at the bottom. For majority of the fight, I would say this boss is actually really fun if you handle everything correctly, but my god, if you screw something up, this boss is punishing. Outside of just tanking an attack without the correct prayer on, all of the special abilities really hurt, and if you mess up the memory special, it's almost a guaranteed death. The worst part of this fight by far is the come phase, and for those unaware, it's the final and rage section of this boss. Once you get him low enough, he'll quickly heal up a small portion of his health and stand where one of his shadows were. The only way to damage him during this fight is to melee him, but you have to avoid all these white balls going around the room, and it's just awful. During the final section of this fight, the only thing you can do is dump specs if you have them and just practice. If I was going to fail a run 9 times out of 10, it's definitely going to be at this spot. If you're wondering what my opinion is of the Warden fight, I absolutely love it. It is by far my favorite section of the entire raid, which shouldn't be too surprising. While it is super punishing like Akka, the fight is just so rewarding to complete, and I feel like the fight just has a really good flow to it and is just really enjoyable. So that is how I rank each boss in this raid. Let me know what you guys think. I have a really good feeling some of you are going to have some wildly different takes on this list, so let me know in the comments how you rank each of these bosses. Alright, now that all the background stuff is out of the way, let's finally jump into my experience here. Up on the screen you can see my collection log as I start out. When the raid was brand new, I did try my luck with some friends as you can see, and nothing really happened. I managed to snag a few thread drops, which is super nice to see early, and the red gem, which I'll probably never use. For starting out, I think this is going to be the gear that I'm going to be rocking with. I know the Fang is stupid nice here, especially when I get into higher invocations, so I'm really happy I can afford that right now. The magic swap is nothing too impressive. I'm bringing the Toxic Staff with Aram's Cape, Occult, and the Tormented Bracelet. For range, I have the Crystal set with the Blowpipe, Anguish, and Bee-Gloves. For spec weapons, I'm bringing in the DDS for the Hearts on the Warden, and the Claws for pretty much everything else. I am on Ancients, and I'll be using Blood Barrage and Ice Barrage. This is mainly just for Baba's puzzle rooms, because I just really hate how long it takes, and this does slightly help me if I mess up. I think overall, it's probably better to bring Thralls, but I hate the Monkey Room enough that I'm probably just going to use Barrages for the entire video. Lastly, I have these potions to help me get through everything, and I know this is pretty overkill. Hopefully later on, I can get away from using so many brews, but I have to at least start somewhere. Starting off my grind here, I was rocking with these invocations to put me up to 150. For anyone that knows his invocation list, the oddball here is definitely Pathfinder. This sets each boss to level 2 upon entering the raid, and I mainly did this just to get used to the harder bosses. I honestly have no idea what I'm going to be using later on, so I figured it's best to start with this right off the bat. The first 4 runs didn't result to too much. I was able to complete the Down Do Specs achievement and got another thread drop on the normal KC number 48. After doing those first 4 runs, I think it's time for me to start moving up in difficulty. And I think I'm going to try to push for 200s. This is going a lot smoother than I really thought for. So this is what I was thinking of. I'm going to add on Jog for it, Need Less Help, and the Acceleration, which pushed me up to 200. I think I can do it, but I guess let's go find out. All right. Not too bad, not too bad. 32 on the dot. That's not bad at all, considering this is my first 200 I've done. Oh, I think I'm going to keep doing these. Oh, Oh, I got a purple. Oh, there's no way I got a drop. Oh my god, I think this is only the 5th run that I've done for this video. Oh, this is so undeserved. This could be, honestly, anything, and I'd be happy. No basket, nothing found yet. Oh, this is exciting. KC number 49. Oh, let's see what it is. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that's so good. Oh, that is awesome. Oh, first pair. Oh, that's so awesome. I have no idea if I'm going to sell these immediately, if I'm going to hang on to them. Oh, I can't believe I got a purple. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, man. All right, 200. Not bad. Got to go for the back-to-back. Oh, my God. And that is where the raid addiction started. For the next handful of runs, I was able to get the Tomb Raider task done, another thread drop, and an elite clue, which I'll be opening all these clues at the end of the video. With a total of 13 runs, I decided it was time to start pushing up to the level 250s, and this is where I really started to struggle. I changed around the invocations, swapping Pathfinder for Walk the Path, added Blowing Mud, Penetration, Overclock, and Overclock 2. It took roughly 6 attempts to finally get my first 250 done, which for my schedule meant my entire Sunday was just shot failing attempts. The next few days, I kept attempting the 250s, only managing to complete it once, until I eventually sold the chaps and bought the Sanguinesi staff, which overall helped a lot. After a few days of watching videos of people making 300s look way too easy and practicing it myself, I did finally make my way up to the 300s. For those also on the grind with a really tight schedule, this took me a little over a week to go from 200s to 300 level raids. Once I got here though, it was finally time to start learning some cheese methods. RuneScape is weird, and because it's weird, there's a lot of interesting mechanics that can be used to make the bosses way easier. For Baba, you can learn Red X, and cheesing this boss meant that this room became a no supply room. Kefri's dung attack can be used to block off the melee spawn. Zabak actually has a trick where you can run through the waves if you path right. And of course, Akka has the butterfly method. Are these cheese methods needed to complete 300s? Absolutely not, especially if you're better at this game than me. But I think these are incredibly helpful to make these runs more consistent, and they do help a lot with supplies. There are also ways to speed up the puzzle rooms for Zabak and Akka. Zabak's room has tiles that allow you just to sprint right through 2 of the paths. I've noticed I'll often get hit on the way through the first path, but it's not that common to get hit running back or through the entire second path. For Akka's puzzle room, if you use the Tombs of a Masket plugin, the statue will have a timer on it that shows when the next light shot is going to start. If you stand 1 tile away from the center pillar and click to mine it right when the timer goes green, it allows you to get an extra hit in, which at my mining level usually means I can get the pillar depleted in 1 down, if I don't have to dodge any of the black orbs. These are both very slight time saves, but any bit helps if you're finding yourself getting really close to the time requirement invocations. Once I started getting the hang of all these cheese methods, the raids really started to reward me. And it's a purple. Oh, number 18. Oh, something good. Anything but the library. Oh. That's alright, I'll take it. I have no idea how much these are, though. Ooh, we got a purple. Ooh, the Missouri mask. Very nice. Oh, I gotta get another thread. I don't want that, but I will take that helmet gladly. Nice. 15 mil. Not bad. I'm super happy to see a purple again. Number 46. Finish that ambrosia for good luck. And ooh, we got a purple. Ooh, another helm. Not bad. I will definitely take a purple any day. Very nice. Another 14 mil for the bank. After getting lucky with those 3 drops, I was able to get the blue gem on KC number 47 and the yellow gem on 55. For those who don't know, getting a purple drop while running 300s is roughly a 1 in 20 chance depending on a couple variables. So with the chaps drop and 3 additional drops, I would say I'm getting stupid lucky at this raid so far. But now I think it's time to try to complete the challenge that I set for myself. Like I mentioned in the first video, I will not do any group raids or group bosses without completing a solo challenge. I don't want to rely on friends or a clan to get me through some of the harder content in the game, so I want to set a challenge at each raid and boss that blocks me from doing that activity with others until I'm able to complete it. The idea of these challenges is to not prove that I'm the best at a piece of content, but hopefully show others that I'm not always going to be the worst either. I want to set a challenge that can prove to others that I can comfortably do this activity without always being the worst on the team. For this raid, I think a really good goal for myself is to get the Missouri crafting kit. For those who don't know, this kit is received when the raid is completed with 0 deaths and at least a level 350. The kit changes the Ava's assembler into the Missouri's assembler, and it's just a cosmetic change that I can show off. So let's talk about my experience with this challenge. This has been my go-to 300 since I started getting consistent runs. To go from 300 to 350, most people would just say turn on Insanity, as most experienced players would have this invocation turned on anyway. As you can see, that never worked out for me. For 3 days, I played around with different invocation settings. I brought the BGS and the blowpipe in, I died to Akka countless times, till finally I found this set. This set turned off the time requirement, added overly draining, upset stomach, and stay vigilant on. If I was going to keep Insanity off, this would have to be the invocation settings I'd use to get the job done. For 2 more days, this is all that I would attempt, until finally... Oh my god, I did it. Oh, I finally did it. Oh, this took 2 days to get a 350. Oh my god, I finally did it. Oh, that was brutal. So many different combinations to try to get this. Oh my god. Oh, and there it is. Woo! So, after 5 days of going for this challenge, I was finally able to get my kit and change it into the Missouri's assembler. With this unlocked, I'm finally able to raid with others if I want to in the future, which I probably will because I still really like this raid. After getting the kit, I really wanted to hit 100 KC before I uploaded this video, so I kept grinding out raids. Nothing really notable happened until KC number 80, where this happened. Oh, show me the money. Get. Oh, the chest. Oh, we got the chest. Yes. Oh my gosh. That's a free 90 mil. Oh my god, and a collection log slot. That is amazing. With this drop, I was able to unlock the entire Missouri set with the duplicate helm, a ring drop, a total of 6 thread drops, and one of each gem for a total of 222 mil if we include all the other loot that I gained so far. But something really cool happened on KC number 90. Big number 90. Get a purple. All right. Show me the money. What we get? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's no way. Oh my god. There's no way. There's no way. Oh my god. This is a solo run number 90. Oh my god. Oh, I'm actually shaking. There's no way. There's no way. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yep, on expert KC number 90, I managed to pull out the Tunic and Shadow in a solo raid, and it only took me 20 minutes to calm down. I cannot understate how lucky this is for my account. When I got this drop, that side item was easily worth double my bank value and is by far the strongest weapon I've ever owned in this game. I don't even have the money to upgrade from Arams, and I'm running around with this staff, and I know I probably look like one of the most spoon players to take on TOA. It's probably some kind of crime if I didn't take the staff on the final runs, so I found any reason possible to take the staff during those runs until I hit KC number 100. With this goal done, the only thing left to do is open up all the clues I've collected. In total, I received 6 elite clues, and I'll be honest, I'm not much of a clue hunter in this game, so I only turned 2 of them into master caskets. So I think it's best to start with the elites. Ouch, 70k. Okay. Alright, a little better, 200k at least, and a bit of a wrong direction here. Oh, another master clue. I'll get this done after opening all these other ones up. I'm not going to talk about this one. And 300k. Okay, not too bad. Let's move on to the masters. Okay, some half moon specs, a bit of fashion escape going on. Not bad, not bad. And the final one is not the best. Okay, well, that's all right. Let's go bank all this stuff and get the final master done. All right. Weirdest place to open this up at, but not great. Not awful. And there you have it. That was my experience spending a full month at TOA. During this time, I was able to complete 122 raids, 22 of which were normal and 100 were expert. For the loot, I was able to grab 227 mil outside of the staff, and with the staff, it was 1.6 bill. For the collection log, I was able to receive the staff, the full Missouri set with the duplicate helm, a light bearer, 6 thread drops, 3 crystal drops, and the Missouri's crafting kit. With this kit, that marks the completed challenge, so I can do this raid with others if I want to in the future. In the next video, I want to ask you guys when you want to see next. The 2 ideas that I have right now are taking on Cox and doing the Inferno. Just because I have one of the strongest weapons in the game doesn't mean I'm any better than I was a month ago, so these are the 2 challenges I want to take on next. On one hand, I really liked the chambers when I did that content a few years ago, but the other hand tells me that it's time to give up the cheesecake, so I'll let you guys decide what's next. Let me know how much you liked the video in the comments as well. I know last video was a bit quiet, so hopefully this time around I did a better job and I'm not just screaming at you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day and stay inspired. See you guys in 2 weeks.